Have your Thursday, May 12th, 2022 market wrap up and market update. So I start every video with fascism, the definition of fascism and what it is. And remember that fascism is just another form of liberalism, Marxism, progressivism, socialism, communism, the National Socialist Party. As you can see, Mr. Mussolini, Mr. Hitler over here on the side. So just in case there's a lot of people that get confused about this as to what fascism really is, and for some reason they think it's a left-right thing, and it is not. It is a communist thing. It's a Marxist thing. It's a fascist thing, socialism. They're all one and the same. They're all just different versions of each other. It's rioting and unrest and craziness, trying to get other people to do exactly what it is you want them to do, threatening them, intimidating them to do whatever it is you want them to do through racism and bigotry. And as we see here, which have led to genocides, massacres, forced sterilizations, eugenics, mass killings, deportations. This has been done throughout history over and over and over and over and over again, killing hundreds of millions of people, namely in the last 100 years specifically. So with that being said, what else is going on today? We have USDT, we have Terra Luna blowing up, and this is why you want to get in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's obviously plunging a little bit here now because of that. Inflation is big. The measurement just came out, 8.3%. This is why you want to be in Bitcoin, gold and silver, real estate, hedging the insanity that is going on. If you're in altcoins, if you're in this garbage, you will go away eventually. So get into real assets, get into uncensorable, trustless, permissionless assets like Bitcoin, like gold and silver. Get away from the dollar, fiat currencies, which you're going to have plenty more on this in here too. So Jen Psaki, some of these articles are from a couple days ago, just because I wanted to bring them back up. She's leaving the White House. Not sure why this matters. This is, I don't know why who she is matters. We're all Americans, and it doesn't matter who you are and the groups you belong to. Just, it doesn't matter. This is what perpetuates the division in our country. We're all this flag right here. That's it. That's all we need. So that's all we need to know. The dollar, the dollar's going down, and it's going to go down long term. It's going up right now in the short term with the dollar milkshake theory, like Brent Johnson says, but it will go down long term. We've been freezing people out of their assets, out of their dollars. So why in the world would people hold dollars? The Fed has said they won't buy the dollar or buy the bonds, and Russia and China won't. So where does that leave us? That means that the bond prices will go through the floor, and the rates will continue to go up, and then they're going to have to come back in. Fed will ultimately capitulate. They'll come back in, drop the rates to zero, and start buying bonds again. So it's just mathematics. So we got the pandemic, the WHO's pandemic treaty. We got a lot of different stuff going on here with Dr. McCullough. This guy is amazing. If you don't know who this is, if you're not watching him, if you're not on his site, you are missing out big time. Because as my father always says, that there are people on the left that never get to see the other side of the argument. And we have to know the other side of the argument. The Lincoln Douglas debates were those guys debating each other, and they had to know the other guy's argument and debate their opponent's point. And the problem with society is that only one side sees their side. That's it. And then the people on the right, generally, the people that are quote-unquote conservative or traditional or whatever you want to call them, they have to, by nature, see the other side of the argument, because any show you turn on, any child's movie, any commercial, anything you watch at all, anything you're exposed to in social media, or just media in general, you get the other perspective automatically. You have your own perspective, do your own homework, and then you automatically see the other side. So there's one half of the country that's being done a big disservice because they only get to see one side of the argument, and hence why there's such massive outcry and protesting and destruction in the streets when one side doesn't get their way. So, very important. This guy is amazing when it comes to anything seeing the other side of the aisle. Baby formulas. I find this fascinating because we all of a sudden care about children. So I'm just going to leave that there, and I find that very fascinating. But again, this has dual purpose. We care about life now, again, all of a sudden flipping again, just a week later, we care about life. No, we don't. We're trying to care about our kids, but we don't. But now we do again. And then, really, the more important thing is get prepared. my gosh, I mean, get prepared. Get yourself some, formula, some toilet paper, some food, stock your pantry, get a deep pantry here. Like, what are we doing? How is this constantly a problem? And it just goes back to, the entitlement generation is going to, like, one of the billionaire hedge fund managers, I believe it was last year, said, or earlier this year, said the entitlement generation will get a rude awakening with shortages and chaos coming to them. And then this is hilarious. The Department of Health Secretary Mayorkas saying that the Disinformation Governance Board won't monitor U.S. citizens. And again, people are freaking out about who this lady is and who that is running that. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Whatever. I don't care who she is. But like, this is hilarious in and of itself, because we know that that's completely false. We know the Patriot Act. George Bush passed the Patriot Act. And that's exactly what it does. It monitors U.S. citizens. Well, it's just to monitor bad actors. Well, yeah, here we are. And there's a few people that did warn us about this, very few. And I was a young kid at the time, and I thought it was a good thing. And I stand corrected. I was wrong. And now it's really there, as plain as day for everyone to see. The government is going to take any inch you give them. They're going to take 300 miles. So if you come from that filter, that lens, everything will start to make sense for you. So this is just hilarious on its face. A lot of stuff about Blackstone here, and I don't subscribe to Bloomberg. I don't know why you would. So it's not even worth my $2 a month. So this is just hilarious. Blackstone opens a Toronto office because, I mean, their business is doing well. Everyone else's businesses are cratering, but boy, oh boy, Blackstone, they're buying up real estate left and right. They're ready to go. They're popping up offices. Is almost $11 billion in property assets in the country of Canada. Just truly remarkable. Currency crashes are going to continue happening. Again, this is why you need to be in uncensorable, immutable, decentralized technology in Bitcoin. Have a little gold and silver on hand as well. Have the digital, have the analog. Zimbabwe's already gone through hyperinflations. They know it very well. It's the worst performing currency. They've taken a run at Venezuela here and some of the others. But this is why you see El Salvador have massive GDP growth. We have a negative GDP growth here in the United States, and you have countries like El Salvador, and I'm sure soon thereafter will be Central African Republic. You'll see their GDP turn around. China, they're doing war games. I actually missed the article. They're doing war games right now around Taiwan, and so this is going to become fun because we just gave them the map of what to do and what not to do in the Ukraine situation. So we've completely bungled that, and China is laughing their arse off, and that's going to be fun. So what do you know? Weighing another stimulus plan. So we got formula shortages here. We got crises at the borders. We got inflation running rampant. We got oil going through the roof, and here we are shelling out massive payments to Ukraine again. It's even bigger than Biden asked. And 10% goes to the big guy. So, it's just business as usual, guys. And this is why, again, I don't know how many times I say it. Get out now. Get yourself prepared. Get independent of the government. Because the less you need government, the less idiocy we vote for, and the faster this gets cleaned up. It's just natural evolution. If you are more independent and people are more independent, we're all more independent, the less we're going to vote for dependence. It's a simple math equation. This is beyond frustrating. Democrats weighing, what are you talking about? We're weighing. No, they're doing it. They've already given billions in aid. They're going to give more. Get out of the failing dollar. That's what half these articles are about. Here again, fiat land, art, which, a lot of the amazing wealth, captures through society has been through art, gold, and land. And if you ask any of these families have gone generations with keeping it, it's because they have stuff like this, actually. So this is just, the fiat clown world, $195 million. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. But the point stands that you want things that are of value, tangible, collectible, of value, actual value, real art, real land, not NFTs, not fake digital land. And again, that might be something amazing 50 years from now, but it will be on the Bitcoin blockchain. It's not going to be in some alt garbage coin, Terra Luna, that blows up a year later. So understand what you are getting into. This is so incredibly important. I just can't even begin to tell you. And ironically, here we have Bitcoin and Ethereum being down 50% from all-time highs. Everyone has seen this going on. These are incredible buying opportunities for Bitcoin. You don't need this garbage. Again, they're supposed to roll out their 2.0, their staking. That hasn't even happened yet because that's a disaster. That's a mess. And we have another article in here that talks about stablecoin regulation. Yellen calling for stablecoin regulation. And again, they're suing. Terraform Labs, the SEC has already said they're suing them, and of course they are. And this is going to happen. It's happened with Ripple, and they're going to continue going after these stablecoins and going after them, making examples of them. They can't do that with Bitcoin. You cannot do that with Bitcoin because it's decentralized. It's out of their control. But these are, as I already said, Bitcoin, IRS already said it was property. It's pristine digital collateral. And all these others are copies. They're imitations. They're altcoins. And they are that for a reason. And they have leaders, they have marketing teams, and they are at odds with the government. And the government will come after them. And they've already said they will. So take the advice, from the elites themselves, saying, take them at their word. This is massive. This is, I don't know if it's going under the radar, but Finland saying they're days away from NATO membership. Russia said that is absolutely not going to fly. So be prepared. Again, another reason why a lot of what we do, our channel, what we do here in general is just preparation. Survival, it's prepping, it's solar flares, it's EMPs, it's tornadoes, it's floods. You got floods going on in Canada right now like crazy, driving people from their homes, floods they've never seen before. This is wars and rumors of wars. This is the end times? I have no idea. Every day could be the end of the world, right? We could, God could come again, or we could have solar flares, or we could have nuclear armed conflict, or it could just be our time to go home and God's calling us home. Who knows? But be prepared. That's the thing. Be prepared with family, mind, body, soul, your spirit. Like, get right. I found this really interesting. You have so many of these articles. America's putting more on credit cards as inflation boosts, household debt near $16 trillion despite raising rates. I'm blown away how many times you see things like this, but yet nothing happens that much seemingly. How does everyone have so much debt? Like, how is the system not just completely locked up? Where are people finding this extra debt and extra debt and extra debt and extra debt? Just continually refinancing their homes, maybe? They're just interesting thought experiments to do, because like where are people getting this extra cash? Just to continue operating. We're always seeing the amount of debt people have, the amount of credit card debt, the amount of mortgage debt, household debt. It just, where does it end? So, lesson, get prepared. BlackRock, another one of Klaus's, his proxies, government's proxies to doing their dirty work. They're turning bearish. Alistair Hibbert shifts the strategy with the market's tumbling. The hedge fund's down 13% this year, but I mean, overall, they're doing very well. Buying up homes left and right, buying up neighborhoods. Those guys are doing very, very well. We talked about the stable coins. We talked about the elites, what they're doing, what they're setting up. Who knows what's going on? BlackRock, them and Yellen, she just happened to be testifying while Terra Luna and all that stuff was happening this week. Caused a lot of controversy. But don't worry, BlackRock, everyone came out and said that we did not have anything to do with this. So case closed, nothing to see here. Hey, I'm just really glad they came out and admitted that they had nothing to do with it. So nothing to see here. We're all good. Let's move on. And let's go see what the Kardashians are up to. Apple no longer the world's most valuable company. Who cares? Fiat world, fiat clown world. This is, Saudi Aramco past them. Has actual tangible value. Apple does too, but it's just fiat clown world, just printing currencies. Trillion-dollar valuations are hilarious. And this is just the beginning of carnage. And this is not just me saying this. This is all the Bill Miller was on today. There's so many billionaire, multimillionaire, incredible minds that are saying, hey guys, like, we are in for a wild ride. We don't know what's going to happen in the short term, but long term, this credit unwind is going to be absolutely remarkable going forward. We are going to see a crash of epic proportions. And you better be moored in the safety of gold, silver, and Bitcoin and know exactly what's going on, because and have food storage, a deep pantry, guns and ammo. Get prepared. Get yourself right. And then you've got, massive, Coinbase, Brian Armstrong coming out this week and saying, hey, a couple months ago saying, get your coins off the exchanges. Then he's saying, hey, we're not going to go bankrupt. I just had to put that in the filing because, guess what? If they go bankrupt, debtors are going to get paid off first, or the bondholders are going to get paid off first, and then the people holding the equity, and people are freaking out. It's like, people have no idea what they're getting into. start understanding the market and how it works. Then you can go invest. But so few people have knowledge of what's actually going on in the market. It's so easy to just go invest and click a button that it lets, it's a very low barrier of entry, and it really messes with a lot of people. So you have to be very, very, very careful. So do your homework, be prepared. You see a theme throughout this, and a theme through every video and everything we do. Emails, and then the last thing, the end of the update today, emails revealing the top U.S. scientists warned Chinese colleagues that Republicans wanted to investigate Wuhan lab for COVID-19 origins. I mean, back in the day, this, for hundreds of years, this used to be just common sense. Like, hey, these people might have committed an act of war against us. We got to figure out what's going on here. And we've got people that are the political enemies of them inside of their own country, tipping the enemy off. I don't know what the definition of treason is, so maybe we should look it up now that I say that. What is treason? I want to see the actual definition of treason. Treason, the crime of betraying one's country, especially by attempting to kill a sovereign or overthrow the government. So, the action of betraying something, someone, or something. So, there you have it. That's all we have. That's all I have, guys. Get prepared. The times are coming. The times are coming. And you have to be prepared. There's no other way to say it. Appreciate you guys in this market wrap today, this daily wrap. We will be back here tomorrow and for the next one, but get prepared. That is the theme for everything we do. Get prepared. You will thank yourself. If you never have to use the assets, the guns and ammo, the food storage, all that stuff, just have fun and go to the range, or have fun and eat the food later on and have a big party or something like that. But you will thank yourself if you ever have to. Get prepared. The less dependence we have in government, the more independence we have, the less dependence we need and have to have in government. See you guys in the next one.